We're just chatting off air, actually, with Fady Dagher, Montreal's police chief. Chief, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. It's funny. We've been talking about this situation with what's been going on in Montreal post the October 7th events in Israel, of course, and the fact that there have been demonstrations in the streets here. And we kind of wondered what was going on this week. Tragically, well, I'll say tragically, but sadly yet again, attempted firebombing of a Jewish community center. So there's been a lot in the news, and there hasn't been a lot of Fady Dagher, frankly.
Which is unusual. So I think people were needing to hear from you, and we're really glad that you came in today. The city's shaken up. You've been meeting with the communities. Tell us a little bit about what, since coming back from vacation, what you've been seeing, what you've been hearing.
Before we even go there, let's talk about being on vacation, because a lot of people were saying Fady Dagher is MIA, missing in action. Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah.
We weren't even sure. We said, we think you're on vacation. We didn't know. You were, in fact, on vacation.
Absolutely.
You deserve a vacation, let's just say.
I didn't take any vacation from the whole year on purpose because of the violence, armed violence in Montreal. Mm-hmm. So I made sure to stay in town during the summer when everybody was on vacation. I was on the field with the community, with the people in different areas in Montreal. When the 7th of October happened, right away I got engaged with the Jewish community and with the Muslim Arab community every day. We had phone calls, we had meetings twice a week with all the leaders. And when came at the end of October, I mentioned to all the leaders, listen, I'm going to go on vacation, and I'm going to put in place the deputy chief, Vincent Richer, who both communities knows him very, very well. And they told me, Fady, go, we need you. When you come back, we need you in good shape, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I went, and even when I was on vacation, I was in Africa, I called the Jewish community, the leaders, and said, listen, I'm still in Africa. Do you want me to come back? They told me, no, your team is doing great. But when you come back, we need you with us. We need you to be able to be close to the communities and to be next to us.
So wait a second. I want to go back to, I think that's an important fact. While you were away, even though you were on vacation, you were in contact with the Jewish community here. You asked them if they wanted you to come back, and they said no?
No. They said, no, please stay on the holidays, stay on your vacation, because we need you in good shape when you come back. This is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Right. A marathon. And I said, listen, whatever you guys want, I'm ready to do it. So they asked me to stay on the
and then you came back, and now you have to deal with.
And what's it been like since coming back? Yeah. What's that?
But I knew.
Yeah.
And it's been a tornado since I'm back. Right away, I called the both side, and I met with the Jewish community last week. This week with the Muslim community. Yesterday night with the Jewish Association, Student Association, and it's going to be like this every day. Every day, day and night, we're going to be connecting with the community on purpose to be able to inform them what's going on. And they mentioned to me, Fady, we need to see some results. They've been happening so many incidents, and there's no arrestation. Mm-hmm. And I've been frankly honest with them and transparent. It's going to take time. We have some evidence. We are watching the cameras, and we are trying to build the cases, but it's not easy. It's going to take time. In the meantime, we're going to be with you. We're going to be next to you on the field with the police, 24/24, 7-on-7, next to you guys.
So when you say building a case, so we had a situation where we had protesters, Free Palestine protesters, blocking the Jacques Cartier Bridge. They assembled. There about an hour, took off, nobody arrested then. Are you in fact building a case in that particular example?
We are, and there is, I'm going to see the numbers, there was 17 arrestations has been made since the 7th of October from different sides, even from the Jewish side too. So we did 17 arrestation.
What would they be for?
Like, hate speech? Hate speech or hate crime or vote fee.
Assault?
That kind of event. We did some arresting. We even did one in front of Radio Canada. We did one demonstration. So we did some arrestation, 17 of them. But this is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, we didn't arrest again yet the people who did some fire bombs in front of the school or in front of the synagogue, and the two shootings that happened. Yeah. We still didn't arrest the suspect.
But the investigation continues.
Oh yes.
Can we? I don't even know what we can ask you about that, but I feel like a big concern is it the same people? Do we suspect that it's the same people doing these acts with the bullet holes and the vandalism and the Molotov cocktails, or do we think it's multiple people? I don't even know if you can answer that.
No, I can't for now answer that, but as soon as I can, I will.
So we know, for example, earlier on, I haven't seen so much of this lately, but we had demonstrations in front of the Israeli consulate in Westmount Square, broken glass, troublemakers there as well. Will there be charges for any of that, or are we just accepting that as part of what happened?
Well, this is part of the investigations happening, and I met, before those events, I met with the Council of Israel in my office. We talked about what's going on and how we can find a way to bring more protection to the Jewish community and to the Muslim Arab community. So, but since then, those events, we are investigating and we are waiting to see the result.
Are you happy with the way the police have been handling this up until now?
To be honest with you, I'm not only happy. Think about it. Minus 22% of effective, like we are missing 22% of our staff because of the lack of funds and people coming to Montreal as a police officer. Plus, we've been dealing with the armed violence during the whole year. Most of my police officers are working on overtime all the time. Some police stations, some police neighborhood stations had 30% missing police officers in the station. So think about how much pressure they're going through. And we've been, since the 7th of October, we've been dealing with 60 demonstrations. More than 7,100 police officers are patrolling the Jewish area and the Muslim area to make sure that everybody is safe. No one incident with the police. I'm talking with the police. They stay impartial, very professional, very, very close to the people without taking sides. For me, this is a real professional police officer that we have in Montreal. I'm extremely proud of those police officers and the commanders. You should see the both sides of the communities. The Jewish communities are really impressed by the relationship that we have, the commanders, with the Jewish community in different areas of Montreal, and the Arab Muslim community that's saying the same thing. We never felt that close to the police. Now, again, is this enough? People are expecting results of those investigations. This is my biggest target now.
And I think it's reassuring to hear that, Chief. And yet, when we know that there were more acts of anti-Semitism in the last month than there were in all of last year, I think for people, they need to know that there's how do you get a handle on this? That they're going to stop, and the charges will be laid. How do you get a handle on this?
Well, what we mentioned to them, like, give you an example. The week of the 13th of November to the 19th of November, to give you an example, we had 69 events, all kind of events involving the conflict. When we increased the visibility, and we were very, very, very intense in the visibility, the week after, the week of the 20th to the 26th of November, we had 12 events.
Okay.
From the 69 event to 12 event.
So the presence makes a huge difference.
The presence makes a huge difference, and I told the Jewish community, invite me in your media. I will go talk to the Jewish community directly, and I told the Muslim Arab community, I will go talk to your community directly. So invite me to be able to explain what we've been doing.
And are they taking you up on that offer?
Oh yes. I think this week again I have Jewish media that is going to be in an interview all this week or the next week.
I'd ask you if you could. We have to take a break for traffic. If you could stay for 5 more minutes.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, we are back. We were joined by Montreal Police Chief Fady Dagher talking about, of course, some of the turmoil in the city post the October 7th massacre in Israel. You've mentioned you've been meeting with various organizations, Jewish organizations, Muslim organizations. You talked about the fact that you're proud of your police because they have been impartial throughout this, and that's obviously a very significant part of how to deal with this. There was some question early on, especially when you weren't here, people wondering, why have you not said anything? And we found out now you were away. You offered to come back. They said, not necessary. You're Lebanese by origin. What was that a concern at the beginning for you to say something that might have been taken the wrong way because of where you're from?
Not at all. I've been very comfortable from where I come from my background. And everybody knows I'm Lebanese and I'm Christian, Catholic, Maronite. So no, for me, it's not an issue at all. Actually, it's an advantage. It's an advantage because I'm neutral and I don't take side. but I can understand them deeply because I know the both communities for so many years on personal level and professional level. So it's way beyond being a chief. When I was in my personal life, I live in some area of Montreal where I'm surrounded by synagogues. So I told them, why did you buy your house down there? You know what I answered them? It's the most safe place to buy because there's so many Jewish holidays. Everybody works from Friday to Saturday and Sunday. So for me, the Shabbat is great.
There you go.
And no, I'm very, very comfortable with my background. I didn't feel at all, am I going to make a mistake? But to be honest with you, one thing you're right about is anything you will say right now, anything, even to my best Jewish friend or to my best Arabic Muslim friends, the tension is so high. Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm worried about. You want to know, the chief of police for me is, I have to be concerned. I have to make sure that I'm always protecting my citizens in Montreal. But right now, what I'm very worried about is we can even talk. The tension is so high.
Without it turning into something.
Something. So I'm being very careful, even when I meet with them, not on am I going to say something wrong? You know what? Maybe I'm going to say something wrong. But I know myself. I have zero ego. I'm very transparent, very humble. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to say sorry. Put one knee down, I made a mistake. But can we continue talking? We need to talk. We need to find a peaceful way to build those bridges between the communities. Yesterday night, I was with the Jewish Association student. And what they told me, and I'm sure if I'm going to go to the Muslim Arab Association student, they're going to tell me the same thing. Before the 7th of October, they were able to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. All of them, they would tell me, Fady, there's a way we can talk. We don't agree. Sometimes we can speak loud, but we found a way to talk. From that date, now, they were friends before, now they're enemies. Now they can't even behave when they're in a classroom. It depends what classroom. Engineering classroom, they don't feel that much tension. But in a political or social classroom, they feel the tension right away. As soon as they step outside the class, they walk in the hallway, there are some looks, the people are looking at each other. There's a tension inside the universities or the CEGEP that we never felt before. Yeah. Eventually, I think we have to find a way to talk to both sides, to sit together, and because I don't want them to import what's going on in the Middle East. This is Montreal. I'm an immigrant from 1985. I come from Lebanon. I'm from Ivory Coast. I came here for peace. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want Montreal to stay, as a peaceful place.
You know, I almost, to hear you say that, it makes me wonder, you come to Montreal because, you know, the idea of bringing whatever the tensions are from other parts of the world into the city, it's so not Montreal. As you said, we've always gotten along here. Yet now this has caused a big rift between one side and the other side. And you have to wonder, and, you know, it's wonderful to hear that police, first of all, you'd expect them to be impartial, but to know that it's actually happening, that's positive. How hard is it going to be to keep it that way?
To keep it impartial, I don't think it's going to be, I don't think any issue to keep it impartial. What I'm worried about is if people cannot talk, if people cannot express themselves, what I'm worried about is the people who's going to marginalize and radicalize themselves to violence.
Yes.
That's what I'm worried about.
The anger festers.
The anger festers is if they stay inside and they cannot talk. You know, listen, I'm a police officer for the last 33 years. I've been working on the counterterrorism. I've been working on different files, major files. And one thing I learned, don't let the people isolate themselves and start to marginalize. But we don't know what's going to happen in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. That's what I'm worried about.
I have to say, if you seem very well placed to get people talking. It's
trying.
Very nice to have a voice like yours.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, too, you know, you talk about the fact that files, I think that's one thing the public looks at and goes, why am I not hearing anything about someone being arrested or someone going to court? And I realize that obviously you have to build a case, as you outlined a few minutes ago. Will there be cases going to court? And if so, is this a matter of weeks, a matter of months, or is this, do you think, going to be forgotten about? Because Montrealers are looking, as I said, to police and going, why am I not hearing about anybody being arrested?
Well, it takes for the investigation. To give you an example, let's say you have a crime in front of a synagogue or in front of a mosque. We need proof. We need good cameras. We need witness. We need some details and again, I'm going to be honest with you, and I told the both sides, we've been working on this investigation. We've been working on those cases. Am I going to be able to give some good news in 1 week, 1 month? To be quite honest, I don't know. And I don't want to be pessimist, but I want to be honest. For now, we're working on them. Let's see what's going to happen.
I have one last thing to ask, and then we have to wrap it up, and that is what you alluded to just a little while ago. And we've talked about this before, and you've brought this up, the idea that we simply do not have enough police. You mentioned the one place, 30% fewer officers than needed. Where's the fault in this? Is the city not giving you enough money? Are people not interested in becoming police officers anymore? What is it?
From the city part, the deal is done. We are able to hire people. We have the budget to hire people. It's more complex than that. The Academy of the Police have the maximum of capacity to be able to bring out some police officers every year. It used to be 650 police officers every year used to come outside from Nicolette, the police academy. This is for the whole province. It's way too low. Now there are 1,000 every year. Since it's been 1,000, now we've been able to hire 300 to 350 to 400 police officers every year. This is the first year. As soon as I'm going to do my bilan in January, I'm going to be able to announce that this is the first year in 5 or 7 years in Montreal that we're going to be able to hire, including the people who take the retirement or the people who quit, around 80 to 90 police officers in the net. This is the first time in 5 to 7 years.
Excellent.
And we're hoping in 2024 to have around 80 to 100 police officers
net gain every year.
So after 3-4 years, we're going to be able to have between 300 to 400 police officers in the net. Then we're going to be able to breathe.
Is part of that same problem, though, the number of police officers who decide to quit, to leave the system in Montreal?
Say again, sorry.
Those who decide to leave, they're police officers, they say for whatever reason, the pay, the pressure, the work, and they quit.
They quit. They leave the job.
So some of them, you're right, they quit because there's too much pressure in Montreal, or maybe there's too much overtime. But some of them, they want to be closer to home, so they go back to the region where they come from.
Right.
So, but to be honest with you, since we decided to pay Nicolette, we are the first police department with 200 to 300 police officers recruits coming in. We are paying Nicolette. So we are paying that $10,000 that's costing to be able to be trained.
To train them.
But they had to sign a contract with us.
That they will stay for a certain amount of
5 years.
5 years. So recruitment is going well.
It's
That's
going
so
well.
good to hear.
Thank God.
Good.
Chief, again, we thank you so much for coming in. It's nice to eventually have you here, not just talk about what's going on. Thank you so much for coming in. Continued success. And, for all the Montrealers who are worried, I think you've set some minds at ease today. So we appreciate that too.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.